Welcome again to Stories of Our Texas Revolution, presented and produced by the Tejano Volunteer Company. I'm your host and Texas History Ambassador, Ana Gonzales. If you love hearing stories of our Texas Revolution, take a moment and hit the like and subscribe buttons. Also, hit the bell notification to make sure you don't miss out on any of our future TVC videos. Today's story is entitled, The Immortal 32. On the second day of the siege of the Alamo, February 24, 1836, the defenders experienced the initial bombardment of the fort. During a lull, Travis returned to his quarters, sat down, and wrote an open letter, pleading for reinforcements from the people of Texas. Travis entrusted the letter to Courier Albert Martin, one of the Old 18, the men from Gonzales who stood defiantly against the Mexican army at Gonzales on October 2, 1835. That night Martin snuck out of the Alamo and rode hard through the night to cover the 70 miles to the closest town, Gonzales, as quickly as possible. Upon arrival, he handed the letter to militia leader John Henry Moore at an emergency war council, who read it out loud to the men of Gonzales.
I have just been given a communication from Buck Travis at the Alamo. Everybody sit down and give me your attention, and listen. It reads as follows. From the Commandancy of the Alamo, Bahar, February 24, 1836. To the people of Texas and all Americans in the world, fellow citizens and compatriots. I am besieged by 1,000 or more of the Mexicans under Santa Anna. I have sustained a continual bombardment and cannonade for 24 hours, and have not lost a man. The enemy has demanded a surrender at discretion, otherwise, the garrison is to be put to the sword, if the fort is taken. I have answered the demand with a cannon shot. And our flag still waves proudly from the walls. I shall never surrender or retreat. Then, I call on you in the name of liberty, of patriotism and everything dear to the American character, to come to our aid, with all dispatch. The enemy is receiving reinforcements daily, and will no doubt increase to 3,000 or 4,000 in 4 or 5 days. If this call is neglected, I am determined to sustain myself, as long as possible, and die like a soldier who never forgets what is due to his own honor and that of his country. Victory or death. Signed, William Barrett Travis, Lieutenant Colonel Commandant. P.S. The Lord is on our side. When the enemy appeared in sight, we had not 3 bushels of corn. We have since found in deserted houses 80 or 90 bushels and got into the walls 20 or 30 head of beeves. Travis.
Once in Gonzales, Martin began organizing a force to immediately reinforce his fellow patriots in San Antonio after delivering his message. He went from farm to farm calling all men to the aid of Travis and the others at the Alamo. Many men, some young, stepped up, heeded the call, grabbed their weaponry, kissed their loved ones goodbye for the last time, and then formed ranks and prepared to ride toward the Alamo. George Kimble, the leader of the Gonzales Ranging Company, was with his pregnant wife as she was washing clothes at a creek with 3-year-old Charles nearby when he announced the plans of the Gonzales Ranging Company to answer Travis's appeal for aid to the surrounded Alamo garrison in San Antonio. His wife wept at the news. She begged George to stay. "Don't go, George. You're only 33 and have your whole life ahead of you. We have a child and I'm expecting. Please don't go." George responded, "I'm a lieutenant in the Texian Revolutionary Army. Texas is calling." Kimble then kissed his wife, hugged his 3-year-old, Charlie, and left. He then gathered the freedom fighters from Gonzales that Martin had organized a few days ago and started marching to San Antonio de Bexar, 70 miles away. History remembers these men, mostly husbands and fathers, owning their own homes, voluntarily organizing and passing through the lines of an enemy 4,000 to 6,000 strong to join 150 of their compatriots and neighbors in a fortress doomed to destruction. On March the 1st, at dawn, Albert Martin returned with reinforcements. George Kimble and the Gonzales ranging company of mounted volunteers, 32 men, from Gonzales and DeWitt's colony. They passed the lines of Santa Anna and entered the walls of the Alamo, never more to leave them. Does American history, or any account, ancient or modern, furnish a parallel to such heroism? History will forever remember Albert Martin, who returned with Lieutenant Kimble and the patriots of Gonzales as the Immortal 32. These men are immortalized as the only unit to answer the Travis's letter to the people of Texas and all Americans in the world. Today we remember and give honor to the brave volunteers, the Immortal 32.